starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neal as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Tonight, Dr. Michael Rossi has received an emergency phone call summoning him to a diner on the Peyton Place wharf. A baby has been taken ill aboard a bus passing through town and has been removed to the warmth of the first available place. It is a seemingly routine event in a busy doctor's schedule.
Good morning, Dick.
I'm glad you're here, Doc. Right this way.
She's burning up.
What happened?
I don't know. The mother's gone. She was a young girl, just a kid. She came rushing in here with the baby.
The kid all right?
No, it's not all right.
What's wrong? We looked all over the place, Doc, and the mother just ducked out.
She rushed in here with the baby off the bus. She made sure the baby was comfortable, asked me to watch her for a second, and then she called the hospital.
All of a sudden, she was gone.
You mean she just brought the baby in here off the bus?
Right. That's all we know, Doc.
Well, I'm gonna have to take the baby to the hospital. When the mother comes back, tell her where we are, will you?
Right, Doc.
Look, why don't you... Can I take her with me?
Sure. I'll get your coat.
Okay, you hold the baby while I drive.
Sure.
You say the mother phoned the hospital?
Yes, I gave her the dime.
Well, it's funny. She asked for me by name. Easy now. All right, now, come on, quickly. Thanks, dear.
Betty? All right?
Yes. What happens now?
Well, for openers, how about a drive up the coast?
I mean legally, Steve.
If you want things to be purely professional, maybe you'd be more comfortable calling me Mr. Cord.
Maybe.
Let's get out of here.
Well?
Well, she told them what happened before you came to the house.
And what now?
It's up to the DA.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything sooner.
Well, that's all right. And what about my hearing? That's still on, isn't it?
Well, it depends on whether or not they believe Betty's statement.
Well, they're not about to doubt it, are they? I mean, she doesn't have any reason to make up a story to protect a perfect stranger. And besides, she's your wife. That should mean something.
Well, not to everybody.
Would you excuse me, please?
I just got a couple more questions, Mrs. Cord, and then I'll blow.
No, it's all right. I'll call you later.
Betty. Wait, please.
All right.
Now, her statement will mean another investigation. They want to know whether it conflicts with what they know already and if she's lying or not.
And if there's no hang-up?
Well, I think the charges against you will be dropped.
Well, how long before we know for sure?
I'll keep you posted.
I won't be hard to find. Just look for the biggest smile in town.
drive.
I can't.
Why not?
It's over.
Only if that's the way you want it.
Stephen, can't we just talk about what's happening right now?
I am talking about what's happening right now. Right here between the two of us. Now, look, I won't push it anymore. If you don't want to talk, fine. But let's get away from all this for a few hours. You need time to unwind, to think. You can't just keep running.
Just tell me what's going to happen now that I've made the statement.
There'll be an investigation.
To see if I'm lying?
Or if you have any reason to.
Do they think I pushed Adrian?
No, not now. Betty, think about something. There's no reason to doubt anything you've told them at this time. And, well, if we act like...
If we act like newlyweds again, then they'll never realize that I had a reason to want to hurt Adrian.
It wouldn't have to be just a charade.
Well, it can't be anything else.
Okay, I'll settle for that.
Stephen, I don't want any more lies. And if this is the way it's going to be every time I see you, then maybe I'd better look for another attorney.
Or another husband?
Stephen, I have to go.
Let me see if they have a copy of your statement typed out.
Stephen. Stephen, someone's waiting for me.
Let's walk. You look different.
Oh, I feel light all over. It's a good feeling.
Hey, you smell that fresh air, huh? Mm-hmm. Now go ahead, fill your lungs with it.
It hurts.
Yeah, but it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
How'd it go in there?
Oh, it was difficult at first. I kept looking over at the police stenographer. She had one of those courtroom machines. Every time I said something, I could hear the keys clicking away, recording my words for posterity. Then I forgot about the machine. Well, the words came easier, and I got through it.
How was Steve?
He's helpful. He's a good lawyer.
Yeah, he is. Turn around. You know, I'm vain enough to think that I'm responsible, that I pushed the right buttons that gave you the strength to speak up.
Maybe.
Well, at Adrian's funeral, you said you had taken a long walk, that you hadn't gone near the Peyton house.
You didn't believe me?
No, I didn't believe you. What made you decide to change your mind?
To give a statement? I don't remember when I decided.
I think it was the moment you opened that car door.
I just wanted to get away from that cemetery and the funeral and people asking questions.
You know, I hurt you a long time ago. Is that why you're afraid to admit you need me now? You do need me now. Stay here, Betty.
Why?
Because I want you to.
Mr. Cord. I was afraid I wouldn't find you. Mr. Peyton wants to see you at the house at 2 o'clock this afternoon. He wants to see Mrs. Cord, too. I thought she might be with you.
No. She's not with me. I'll be there.
Yeah?
Mr. Peyton is here to see you, Mr. Harrington.
Peyton, gentlemen. Why don't you tell him yourself, Leslie? Only Don't shoot first and ask questions afterward.
Very funny.
I thought you'd appreciate it.
You primed Lee Webber to kill me.
That's a very serious allegation, Leslie. Can you substantiate it?
You can.
Lee Webber had a criminal mentality long before I employed him.
And that's why you employed him.
What a wild imagination. I do wish you'd apply it to your work, Leslie. Perhaps something fanciful is what this business needs to give it a shot in the arm. Psychedelic fabrics, perhaps, huh?
I'm talking about something a little more important to me than this business. I'm talking about my life.
Oh, well, I know how important that is to you, Leslie. But frankly, I find it very difficult to take anything about your life very seriously.
Lee Webber failed, now you're here. Why?
Oh, relax, Leslie. I bring you good tidings. You won't be burdened with the full management of the mill after all. I've changed my mind. I'm not going to turn everything over to you.
Did you ever really intend to?
Well, I said I did.
To get me into this office alone so Lee Webber could kill me?
You sound like a trained parrot, Leslie. Can't you do anything but screech absurd accusations?
When someone tries to bash in your skull, it makes a lasting impression.
Yes, it does, Leslie. Indelible. Especially when that somebody holds a note for $50,000 for services to be rendered.
If you really have a note like that, it's a forgery.
Not a note like that, Leslie. That note, signed by you.
It's a forgery.
It's an exact duplicate of the signature on every contract that passes across your desk.
Eddie Jacks is a con man. If you take a look at his record, he's probably even done time for forgery.
Oh, I've looked at Eddie Jack's record. He's an easy man to buy. You know, I'm surprised it took $50,000.
I have no idea what he was doing in your house that night.
Well, you know very well why you sent him there. But he turned the tables on you, didn't he? He offered to sell me that note at face value. He didn't even up the ante. A classic example of falling out among thieves. Or in this case, shall we say, murderers?
Now who's making absurd accusations?
Leslie, you thought that when I married Adrian, I'd change my will, didn't you? That I'd eliminate you as administrator of my estate. So rather than take that risk, you decided to eliminate me first.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we both know very well what I'm talking about. But there's nothing we can do about it right now, is there? Oh, Leslie, I suppose I ought to make you a confession. I underestimated you. I never dreamt that you were capable of such an aggressive act.
If you try to prove I had anything to do with Eddie Jacks breaking into your house, I'll make you out for the old fool you really are.
Now, you're underestimating me. I'm not such a foolish old man as not to recognize a stalemate when I see one. Oh, Leslie. Leslie, I'm leaving for Boston this afternoon. Yes, I'm going into the clinic. I don't know when I'll be back. I'd like you to continue the management of the mill for me.
So you can keep me in your sights?
That's right. Will you continue?
I'll let you know.
Please do, Leslie. Goodbye.